Lives, it can sometimes be difficult to appreciate just how important one bird can be. Today we're going to be looking at cassowaries and just how critical they are to Australian rainforests. I'm here in Ella Bay Rainforest just outside Innisfail in tropical North Queensland. With me is Steve Garrard, experienced cassowary expert. Now Steve, you've had over 20 years experience with these rare birds. What drew you to cassowaries?
I have a passion for science and I live in a beautiful part of the world. It's all led to me focusing on the cassowary.
So why the cassowary?
Because it is the keystone species of the rainforest. Just like you have a keystone in the construction of rocks or bricks or stones, it holds the archway together. And you can think of the cassowary just like that, holding together the whole of the rainforest ecology.
I would love to see one. Do you think we'd find one around here?
I think there's a very, very good chance, Hayley.
Can we have a look?
Well, we're on a path right now, so if we just go this way, we might be lucky.
Awesome.
I know that the cassowaries do use this path.
Oh, how can you tell?
Well, it's from actually been lucky enough to see a male and 2 chicks come this way. Well, Hayley, isn't she magnificent? She's very comfortable with us, as you can see from her body language, and she's in the prime of her species too. That casque at the top there, that's the first thing that really draws the eye.
It sort of looks like a helmet, doesn't it?
Helmet's a really good word when you're stuck for the word casque. It has several functions, including demonstrating to other cassowaries that she's an adult and sexually mature. It could be used for pushing her way through rainforest and the vines.
Yep.
And it could also be for hearing, surprisingly. But going from the head to the feet, those feet are amazing. 3 toes, each with a claw.
Yeah, they look very sharp.
Well, the inner one is like a dagger. A true weapon.
Yeah.
The other claws, they can also inflict damage because her feet are her means of defence. You'll never see a cassowary come up and peck away at people or headbutt them.
Yeah.
You do hear some stories like that, but the main instrument or weapon of defence
is their feet.
Oh, and can you imagine they can actually leap up and strike twice in the air.
Wow.
And so they
like
are formidable.
Ninja bird.
As humans, we are often very poor at reading the signals that animals send to us. We won't be too bad with dogs or cats, but with a cassowary it's a different matter. And they will send plenty of signals. The flashing of their wattles and the back of their neck will go from a pink to a red, and the feathers will fluff out to make themselves look bigger.
So you know to stay away.
Well, most people would, but even if you're going for that photo, for example, and those things are happening, you really need to take those clues.
Yeah.
Because soon after that, could be a strike, could be an attack.
Now, I know the cassowaries are quite important to the rainforest itself. Why is that?
They're essential for the rainforest to have an integrity, to have its diversity across the whole range. And that's because plants aren't very good at getting seeds away from the mother plant.
Yeah.
And as fruit, the cassowary picks that up, continues to walk on, digesting as they go, and eventually it comes out the other end as a scat.
Yeah.
And that seed then has a chance to strike and grow, and so that distribution is always a dilemma that plants are faced with. And one of the solutions?
The cassowary.
Is the cassowary.
Steve, I heard they're an endangered species.
It's about, well, they estimate 1,500, more likely say 1,200 individuals in the wild.
Is that all?
Yeah, so as their habitat shrinks, so does the population. Comes under pressure. Cassowaries can adapt a little bit. They can accommodate being close to another individual bird, and they sort of get along okay. And you see that often in fringes where there's urban development. They can live on a much smaller area per bird.
Yeah.
But they're under pressure. They certainly are. They need our help.
So what can we do to help?
We can help in making sure that our behaviours don't negatively affect the cassowary. So we need to be careful when we're driving. We need to be responsible pet owners, particularly dogs. There's also, when you're planning land use, it's about having that connection between different bits of rainforest. And at Ella Bay, we are planning our wildlife corridors to connect up fragments that the cassowary otherwise has to walk across open spaces to be able to exploit. It's going to be about trying to manage the human-cassowary interactions, and it's about working with the humans, not the cassowaries.
Yeah.
But a lot of it too is selecting carefully where we plant trees like this magnificent fruiting tree here. You want to be able to feed the cassowary naturally, but you don't want to draw them down where they could be at risk. But we are working very hard to make sure that the connection that the cassowary needs to be able to range freely is in place on Ella Bay.
That's great. Thanks for your time today, Steve. It's been really great to learn how important cassowaries are to our rainforests.
It's been my pleasure, Hayley.
Until next time, guys.